Hi everybody, Paul Pancake here. Welcome back to another speed build on my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. You look absolutely stunning as always, and today we are doing the rest of Diagon Alley / Ollivanders. It started off as only Ollivanders, but yeah, now we're also kind of building a big part of Diagon Alley as well, and because the footage of this lot was just way too much, I had to split it into two videos. So if you haven't seen the Ollivanders speed build yet, then feel free to check that out. I put the link down below into the description, and yeah, this is basically part of Simproved, aka Fry's Harry Potter World project, where she and a lot of people from her community are making over Windenburg into a Harry Potter world. And yeah, I have talked about that a little bit more in detail in the Ollivanders speed build, so like I said, feel free to check that out as well. But today we're going to focus on the other storefronts next to it, and not just the storefronts, also the stores inside, because initially I just wanted to furnish the storefronts and just, yeah, call it a day. But then I realized that it was kind of weird having Ollivanders fully furnished but not the shops around it. So yeah, Fry decided to give me a little bit more time so I could furnish like the shops around it. And yeah, the save file isn't out yet because my lot has been causing a little bit of problems. But yeah, I'm going to post the link to the save file once it's released down below in the description, and also promote it on all of my social media. But yeah, so the first build the first shop that we're focusing on is this little yellowish one. And honestly, I think it's like my favorite one that we're building today, just because of the bright colors and stuff. And it is actually directly inspired by a shop from the original set, which also had this cute little set of tables, and like that table and the chairs on top of the window basically. And I made it into like a cute little bakery. And you're gonna notice that I'm doing the exterior of these shops first, because like I said, at first I just wanted to do the exteriors and the storefronts and call it a day then. But yeah, I'm going to furnish it afterwards as well. It's the order of stuff happening in this video is just a little confusing. That's why I'm saying this as a disclaimer. Like, you're gonna see me furnish it and put some more details into each of the stores soon. But yeah, I kind of wanted to have the overall exterior done first, before going into detail with each shop. But yeah, that is actually also the only one, except for Ollivanders, that is based off a existing, set design. All the other ones, for example, this bluish one that I'm doing right now, are kind of out of my head because it was very hard to stick to, original concepts or set design, reference pictures, because they looked a little bland. And if you try to basically remake stuff from real life in The Sims 4, sometimes it just doesn't work, because I don't know, the objects are different, and the the proportions are very different. So I kind of had to come up with my own versions of these shops. Also, I wanted it to be kind of close to the original, but I also wanted it to fit into the other, I kind of wanted it to match the other builds that other people made for this project. So yeah, I kind of tried to find an in-between. And also, because Ollivanders had this super dark look compared to the rest of the shops that I wanted to build, I kind of had to make it fit. So that's also why this bluish, why in the first place I moved the yellow one to the side, because I felt like the contrast between it and Ollivanders was just way too big. And as you can also see, I also changed the colors from this bluish shop into like these brownish colors, because I realized it was also too out there. And I feel like this way it kind of matches better, and there's like a better transition between each shops. And that's why I kind of moved the yellow shop to the right and changed the colors of the blue one. But yeah, I still kind of wanted every shop to be kind of unique looking, and that's why I tried to come up with a special, unique centerpiece of the storefront for each shop, if that makes sense. So for example, the bakery has that cute little set of table and chairs, While this shop, which is actually going to be a broom shop, which at this point of the build I didn't know yet, but once I kind of did the exterior, I had to think about what this shop could actually sell, and I thought maybe a broom shop would be nice, so that's what it's going to be. And yeah, for this broom shop, I kind of created this custom, I don't even know what you're calling it. It's like this panel with the name of the shop on it, and it's not, like I said, it's not a real build. Like it doesn't exist in the real Harry Potter world. It's just something that I try to build something that fit the aesthetic of Ollivanders, because, for example, like Ollivanders is, in my opinion, very close to the original without trying to sound biased, but I really tried to stick to the movie version. And that way I kind of had to, like, I couldn't go all out with colorful stuff and things that just simply weren't in the real movie as well. But I tried, okay? So this is kind of the in-between I came up with, and I hope you guys are satisfied with that. And as you can see, I already moved on to the next shop because, like I said, we're going to add details later on. And this shop is actually not even a shop. It's going to be like an Irish pub. I decided to make it an Irish pub because I thought, why not? I know that there's the Leaky Cauldron. Actually, I think, Fry built the Leaky Cauldron already for the save file. And it is actually on one of the lots next to this lot, which... it's basically the Leaky Cauldron and like a beautiful, colorful Diagon Alley storefronts and stuff. And I thought, okay, we don't really need just one pub, or we could have more than one pub. That was basically my initial thought. So that's why I thought we could do that. And again, I tried to come up with like a special or like unique storefront idea. And honestly, this is probably the least favorite one of mine, just because it is kind of simple, and that's why I just used those slabs from Spa Day and put them there to pull the window and the door kind of together, because they're also from different packs. I think the door is like base game and the window is like from Get to Work, and they weren't like the exact same swatch and the exact same style, but I thought that the door kind of looked cool and looked kind of magical or at least as if it was able to fit into the Wizarding World. And because it and then I found all of these greenish signs that I put everywhere, because as you can see, I put a lot of these signs onto the whole build, just because in the original Diagon Alley from the Warner Brothers Studios, which is one of the references I looked at, we also have like a lot of these signs, and I found a lot of these green swatches, and that kind of inspired me to do an Irish pub. And I thought that the door was kind of fitting because you can't really look through it, and I don't know the exact way it is like handled in the UK. But I know that there's some countries where like you aren't allowed to really see the inside of pubs or places that basically sell alcohol from the outside, if that makes sense. So I thought like this very simple look from the outside for a pub would be kind of nice. And I also put the green curtain in front of the window, but that's also going to change. I'm going to change it to another green curtain, and you're going to be able to see a little bit inside, but not too much. I thought that would be kind of realistic as well. But that is basically going to be a pub, and the lot on the left of it is actually going to be like a magical secondhand store. At least that's the vibe I got from it, because we have a lot of like unique items that we don't have more of in that store. Like I'm going to place it there in a, I don't know, it's going to take some time till we get there, because honestly today's video is pretty long, because I cut out a lot, but for some reason it still ended up being like 34 minutes. And for that, I must apologize, but I just wasn't able to make it shorter. I already cut out a lot. For example, I think the interior furnishing of the Irish pub is not going to make it into the is not gonna make it into the speed build, just because it was one of my least favorite interiors, and I thought that the interior of that magical secondhand shop and the bakery and the broom shop were so much cooler, and I kind of had to cut that out. And wait a minute, let me just quickly take a sip of my tea, because I'm gonna talk a lot in this speed build. Okay. I also made myself like a very nice black tea with some dairy-free milk and agave syrup, just to feel a little bit more British, if that makes sense. And yeah, as you can see, I kind of made that secondhand store with these typical wallpapers from Windenburg, which kind of remind you, I don't even know what that style is called again. Let me think. Timber framed. Yeah, I think that's the name for these houses. Like, I tried to make it look timber framed because, as you can see to the right of this lot, I now placed the Diagon Alley build that Fry made onto to the right of this lot, just to have it as a reference and to kind of base mine a little bit off hers. And right now my lot is also rotated into the wrong direction, but I just did that because the lighting was so much better on this side. So I did actually rotate the lot onto the front of Diagon Alley that I'm building onto this side, even though it's not going to end up on this side, it's going to be on the other side, like 180 degrees from there, if that makes sense. I'm not a native English speaker, and that's why sometimes I struggle with English. I'm actually from Germany, so forgive me if I sometimes sound weird, but that's why I kind of rotated the lot this way to make it possible. And the other side of the slot is actually, as I already mentioned in my Ollivanders build, is going to be like normal London townhouses, because that's something that Fry did as well. And I thought it was kind of a cute idea to have like the normal London townhouses on one side and then the magical Diagon Alley world on the other side. And I think I also cut out the way I made those London townhouses on the other side, because I felt like it was kind of redundant. Like, you don't really, if you play in this world and with this lot, I don't think that you really care about the townhouses. I think the main aspect is like Diagon Alley and the magical side of it. So that's why I cut out the making of those. And they're also pretty simple. But for example, when I made those, I also rotated the lot again to be able to furnish it or like build it from this side, just because the lighting is just so much nicer. And yeah, at this point, as you can see, I decided that that brownish store next, like brownish blue store next to Ollivanders was going to be like a Broom store. And that's why I put that like sized up Broom onto the wall of that of that storefront. I thought that would be kind of a cute aspect. And I also, like, of course, looked at more reference pictures from the movies. And in that one scene where Harry visits Diagon Alley for the first time with Hagrid, he also goes past like a cute little broom. I don't even know if it's a store, to be honest. I just know that there were like these brooms hanging from I don't know where, and there was like a salesperson next to them and just selling those brooms, and I kind of wanted to copy that aesthetic. So that's why I kind of am doing this right now. Like, I rotated these brooms from Realm of Magic and placed them all together in a bunch, and I used those rain chains that we got from Snowy Escape to make them look as if they would hang on there. And I kind of thought that that worked nicely, because kind of something that I was happy to recreate from the original, because as I said, a lot of these storefronts are not, like most of these storefronts are not inspired by real things that I saw from Diagon Alley, just because the original ones looked too bland and too simple, and sometimes that can look stupid in The Sims 4. So I was happy to kind of be able to recreate something like this. And yeah, okay, so as I said that, I don't even know, did I say it? Because I actually attempted this voiceover a couple of times, and for some reason I just wasn't feeling myself today, and I had a really hard time to get into the voiceover of the speed build, so I don't really know if I did mention it in this attempt or not. But yeah, the save file was supposed to be out already. It was supposed to be out on the 24th of December, but my build was actually causing problems, because for some reason, the build that I have two versions of this on the gallery. First of all, which is basically the version without the furnished shops, and a version with the furnished shops that we are, doing today. And for some reason, Fry was able to place and to play with the first version without the furnished shops in the save file, and it was all fine. Then we decided that I'm going to furnish the other shops as well, and when I uploaded that and she placed it, she wasn't able to access live mode in in this lot, and I also wasn't, and that's why I wasn't able to use Toolmod and do some other stuff before uploading it to the gallery, because it simply wouldn't work, and that was really weird. And of course we don't want you guys to have like a non-functional lot in your game or like in your Harry Potter world save file that you're gonna be able to be downloaded soon. I don't really know when, but it could be any time. And yeah, that's why I'm not really sure if this version with the furnished shops is going to make it into the save file. Now you're gonna have like the window fronts, like the storefronts that I'm doing right now. For example, I'm placing these brooms into like behind those windows and stuff, and also I'm doing the same thing to the other shops, you know, because like I said, at first I didn't plan to furnish the whole shops. Like that's totally going to be there 100%. But I don't know about the furnished shops, because it doesn't really make sense for you guys to have like a broken lot, and we really don't know where the problem is. Like we've been trying to figure that out. Our theory is that it's some object that is like buggy when it's placed on platforms or something. It's really weird. I don't know why, but once the save file is out, I'm going to link it down below in the description, and you guys can tell me in the comments how it ended up being, even though that's stupid, because I'm probably going to be able to know, so just forget what I said. And yeah, so as you can see, I added some more details, and I also added some of these little cakes onto the table of that little bakery shop. And yeah, I think the bakery shop is like my favorite shop, together with the magical secondhand shop, because it really just reminds me of like a lemon cake, you know, and I love lemon cake. It's actually also my grandmother's favorite cake. And I just thought that maybe a witch or a wizard is like owning that shop, and that they love baking, and that their favorite cake is like lemon cake, and like that's why everything in that store is also so yellowy. And I don't know, I thought it was like a cute aesthetic, and the original one also had like that yellowish vibe, so I thought we could kind of base our version of that. And as I said, this is going to be like an Irish pub that I'm doing right now, so I tried to add a lot of green details, and I was so glad that I was able to find that green writing, and or like it's even like emerald green almost, because it also kind of matched the aesthetic I wanted to go for. And I put those cute little plant boxes in front of it, because they also were green, and I don't know, I like the look. And it's still not my favorite exterior. I feel like, it's still, it's okay. But I was very happy with the way I did the bakery and that broom shop. And when I furnished that pub and the secondhand shop, I kind of ran out of ideas when it came to the exterior. So I hope you guys are not thinking that it looks too boring. But yeah, that's basically the way it turned out. And as you can see, I'm at furnishing like the last bits of the storefronts, because I've done every other one. Or did I did the bakery already? I don't even know. Maybe I cut that out. I cut out the way I made the storefront, like the store window of the bakery, because I'm actually going to delete it anyway. The other ones are going to stay, like from the broom shop and the secondhand store. I'm just going to replace some items a little bit, but like overall, it's going to look the same. I just redid the storefront in the bakery, and that is why I didn't include the initial version in the speed build. And as you can see, I already deleted it anyway, because we are actually starting to furnish the inside of this bakery now. And the cool thing is that you can use this slot if it will release. Like it is on the gallery already, like you can download it. My gallery name is in the description box below. But you can totally download it and then use it as a bakery or as a retail store, because of course you can use all the vendors, the broom shop, or the magical secondhand store as a retail store, or you could use this as a bakery or as a cafe. I think rather like as a cafe, because it doesn't, like I put that bakery shelf there, but I realized that it was stupid because we are actually not able to upload and download cakes from the gallery, or like cupcakes. At least that's what I take from it, because if you do that, then it's just going to be empty plates. And that's why I deleted that anyway later on. But as you can see, I tried to go for a bright yellowish interior with the shop again. And I thought it was kind of cool, kind of cute. I hope that the marble yellowish flooring was kind of unique looking, because for some reason this still looked a little bit too mundane. I wanted it to look like magical, of course, from the inside. I feel like the outside is okay. It looks kind of Diagon Alley-esque because of that, I don't know, the little table on the window and on the window stuff, and that way I felt like it wouldn't look like an everyday build, and I was okay with that. But with the inside I struggled a lot making it look like more magical, if that makes sense. So I kind of tried to use a lot of pastel colors again, and a lot of that lemon, like yellowish color, because like I said, I imagined the person owning this place to be obsessed with like cakes and just flowers and stuff. But yeah, as you can see, I did get this custom cake from the gallery, and honestly at this point I do not remember the name of the creator, but you can always pause my videos and just get back to the minute I downloaded it and get the name from there. But I'm also going to credit them in the video description. Like, don't worry, I really want to credit people for their amazing work. But I realized that we can't really download cakes from the gallery, so there's actually this amazing creator, and they make these custom cakes out of, I don't know, like debug items and these flower decorations from seasons, and I was just obsessed with the way it looked. And yeah, I hope it's not like I hope I'm not doing anything wrong with downloading it and using it in my build, because I do want to credit them, and that's why I'm like going to like put their name into my video description. I was just way too obsessed with the way this looked, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to pull something off like this, so I included it into my build. Still feel a little bit weird about it because it is not really my creation, but I feel like it's also similar to custom paintings and stuff. As long as you credit them, you're probably going to be okay. And if you're the person that built this, honestly, this cake looks beautiful. Thank you so much for this amazing work. And if you don't want me to use this in the build, then feel free to tell me, and I'm going to like upload a version without it. I was just obsessed with the way this looked, so I wanted to have it in there because I thought it was like a great item to have like behind those windows, because people like going by the store would see this beautiful cake and maybe be like interested into getting something from this little bakery or cafe. And yeah, because this cake had so much decoration with like these flower decorations, which also had like a yellow vibe and stuff, it matched super well into this. It matched this little cafe super well. I'm sorry, like I said, I had some struggles with today's voiceover, and it's not that I'm not in the mood to record or anything. Like, I'm super motivated, but I feel like the holidays have been really exhausting for me, and I'm probably not the only one. By the way, I hope that you guys had amazing holidays, and yeah, that you're all still healthy and doing amazing. But yeah, mine were great. I feel like they were just a little exhausting. Maybe that's the reason why I'm having a hard time speaking so much. Because yeah, today's speed build is really long again. It's like 34 minutes because I just wasn't able to keep it shorter. I even cut out large parts of the building process, but still it is really long, so please forgive me about that. But yeah, so I kind of thought that maybe the person here is like obsessed not only with lemon cakes, but also with like magical flowers and plants and stuff. And that is why we have like a lot of these flowers everywhere. And I was so happy to finally use that little door from Nifty Knitting. Oh my god, I just had to burp, but I was able to hold it back because I know some people just don't like that, and I know I do it sometimes in my videos, but if I can, I'm trying to hold it back. Yeah, I'm only human, okay? Yeah, I probably shouldn't have mentioned that. Whatever. Let's go on. And I was so happy to use that little Nifty Knitting door because it matched so well with those cute little knitted flowers on it. And yeah, I also put a lot of these flowers around the cake in the window display, and I don't know, I just thought that it was like a cute vibe. And as you can see, I removed the floor of the second floor because I thought it would be nice to have like higher ceilings. And also, like, the Ollivanders build also had like a second floor, so I was like, okay, it's kind of weird to that like only the Ollivanders shop has. Did I say Ollivanders? Oh my god, I don't even know. Like I said, I'm struggling with today's voiceover for some reason, but I thought it was kind of weird that only Ollivanders had like a second floor area, and that is why I gave a second floor area to. Well, it's not really a second floor area. I just wanted the ceiling to look higher in the bakery. And I'm actually ending up to doing that for the other ones too, so that it looks just a little bit more cohesive. But as you can see, I went on to do the Broom shop, and it's kind of fun because it's like a super small shop. Like, we really don't have a lot of space in there, but I feel like I was able to utilize most of it, and I'm kind of happy with the way it turned out. And I wanted to have like a different color scheme for each of these little stores. And for this Broom store, I kind of went with blue, and I thought that was kind of matching because also that outside panel with the name of the store in it is also blue, so I kind of wanted to go for a blue vibe. You don't really see a lot of blue yet, but it's going to change, I swear. And I was so happy that we had so many options for brooms from Realm of Magic that I was actually able to place in there. Because I gotta be honest, some items from Realm of Magic just, they do have like a really magical and fantasy approach, but they don't always fit into the Harry Potter world that well, because you gotta say that Harry Potter is like I don't even know how to say this. This may sound super weird because I just can't really express what I'm thinking, but Harry Potter has that kind of typical conventional English style, if that makes sense. I can't really describe it. Like, it's not this, it's huge own fantasy world. It's like a lot of the world building depends on typical English architecture, for example, or old English furniture, if that makes sense. Not only English, but like, for example, old Victorian furniture. And I hope you guys know what I mean, and I hope I don't sound offensive by saying this, but a lot of Realm of Magic items just have this really fantasy and out of this world look, like for example that mirror and the closets and all of the items that we have. And I did use a lot of it because I felt like some of them were matching a little bit, but they're not perfect, because if you look at the Harry Potter movies, like except maybe for like really magical items made by wizards and stuff, like the stuff you see in the stores, or for example the leaky cauldron or something, they have normal furniture. Like, it's not like the Realm of Magic stuff, which is a little over the top sometimes. So I couldn't really furnish it with Realm of Magic only, and that is why I was super happy that we had so many different brooms that we could use, and they actually kind of look like they made sense. Now, I don't think that Harry Potter, or like that there's these brooms with the diamonds on the end of them in Harry Potter. Like, I'm not saying that that is something from the movies. However, I thought that it would be like a fancy thing to include it in this store. And also, we haven't really seen in Harry Potter, like, we don't know if there are brooms that look like that. Like, we only ever see like normal brooms, which kind of look like the ones that are on top of that little broom display I'm putting down right now. Or like that I'm putting down the name tags for right now. But we don't know if there's others, because for example, Mad-Eye Moody has a broom which looks very similar to that broom which is on the, which is like behind the cash, is it the cash behind the cash register, which are like oh my god. I'm sorry, I just had to get it out. I know I did it in my last video as well, and I feel super weird about like burping in videos, because like I said, I know that people find it disgusting, but sometimes I just don't know what to do, and I'd rather do that instead of like restarting my whole voiceover. So come for me if you don't like burps. But what I wanted to say is that Mad-Eye Moody from the Harry Potter movies also has like this broom, which is sort of as if it was like powered by a motor. Oh my god. This is the point where the English skills leave my body, because we're already at like 29 minutes of the speed build, and usually it would be over by now, but no, today's speed build is like 5 minutes longer than usual because I just had so much footage. But Yeah, Mad-Eye Moody has like that special broom, so who says that there can't be other special brooms that we just haven't seen yet in the movies? That is actually what I wanted to say for the last few minutes, but for some reason I wasn't able to express myself correctly. And yeah, as you can see, we went on to furnish that magical secondhand store, and I don't know, maybe it's not even like a magical secondhand store. Maybe it's more like a store for anything magical, and you can probably also get like things that are unique, like where there's like only one version of them in the store, which are secondhand, but I guess you can also get like new stuff, because I did place some objects with different swatches next to each other, and yeah, that secondhand store thought was just because I put so many different stuff into the window, into the store window, and that's where the secondhand store thought came from. But as you can see, I'm placing a lot of these different items, which are, for example, from Journey to Batu, or the Realm of Magic, or the Vampire Stuff Pack, which for like which kind of fit into my aesthetic. And let me just quickly take another sip of my tea. Ooh. Which kind of fit into my visual aesthetic for this build. And yeah, there's like plenty of them, so it doesn't really look secondhand. But for example, these cute little diamonds, or different kind of stones, or right now I'm just looking for anything other magic looking. They may be like secondhand. Or I placed, for example, these globes that kind of reminded me of those little oh my god, I don't even know how you call them in English, because it's like these little globes. They reminded me of the fortune teller class from Harry Potter with like Trelawney, if you know what I mean. And I thought it would be super cool to place them, because until now I've never seen them in the game. But yeah, when I went through debug of Realm of Magic, I was able to find them, and I thought they would kind of look cute. And I tried to use a lot of colorful items, because at first it kind of reminded me a lot of Borgin and Burkes, and I didn't really want to recreate Borgin and Burkes in this build, because first of all, Borgin and Burkes, which is like a which is a store for dark magic supplies, is not on Diagon Alley, but it's on Nocturne Alley, so that's why this wasn't a place for that. And I kind of wanted to have, I didn't want it to have a dark touch, which is why I place a lot of these bright items. And I decided to give it like a second floor with this really odd stair shape. And I thought that was kind of cool, because it looked for me as if it was like straight from the Harry Potter movies, because sometimes like there's like interesting architectural choices for different builds, if that makes sense. I can't really describe what I mean, but maybe you understand it anyway. And so I built that second floor, and I placed some furniture items here and there, and I thought that could also be just stuff that you can sell. And again, you can use this as like a retail store and have your sim own this cute little secondhand store, or make them sell wands in the Ollivander's wand shop, or make them, I don't even know if I don't think that you can really own a cafe, but you can also own the Broom store. And as you can see, I'm just adding some final touches right now, and I did cut out the way I furnished the pub, because I just didn't have time for that in this video, and I wanted to show you other parts that were more, that were kind of like that I liked more than the pub. And we're heading towards the end of this video, and at this point I just want to thank you guys so much again for watching today's speed build. And if you liked it, then feel free to give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm gonna update you on the Harry Potter World project as soon as I can, and I hope to see you next time as well. Bye everybody.